Hello and welcome back to some more Genshin Impact. So I'm going to be going over here to this guy, Liben, and doing the next part of this. Hello there. Need something? I'm here to do some business. The items needed today are as such. I have all of them, so let's confirm the exchange and get my Primo Gems and stuff like that. Not any new dialogue that time, so, well, not any interesting new dialogue at the very least. So let's go on over to where Beidou is. I wonder, can you teleport to this? Yes, you can. I kept on doing it the wrong way, I guess. I've been doing that for a while now, where I fly across over to the ship. It's not a big deal. Let's talk to these people.
So, what do you think? Which team is for you?
This time I'll go with the Shield of the Crux.
As I expected. You have a will to protect others.
I thought I was gonna have to do the boat thing again and like lose on purpose, but
there are two main subjects that the Shield of the Crux focuses on: survival knowledge and entertainment. As I was saying earlier, survival knowledge includes prevention of injuries and diseases at sea, navigation and cartography, basic meteorology, etc. You can go learn about these skills from Genshin, Huixing, and Liushi. They're all seasoned hands in their respective fields.
Let's see. I thought I would be learning from you, Captain.
Each sailor has their own strengths and weaknesses. I'm no rookie, of course, but you shouldn't underestimate the knowledge of the crew. If there's anything I'm most proud of in the fleet, it's my people. Go and get to work. I'll have some questions to test you later. I look forward to seeing how you do.
Okay then. In that case, let's go talk to Yinjing.
Hello, traveler. I'm Yinxing, the Crux's surgeon at sea. Whenever a sailor has a health problem, they come to me. I deal with it all, from seasickness and common colds to amputations and everything in between.
I'd like to learn about treating injuries and illnesses at sea.
Oh, I presume the captain arranged this, correct? All right then, let's begin.
I just wanted to point out how weird this is. Usually during hangout events, everything is done in first person, but in this particular case, it's actually being done in third person view, which is kind of weird.
First of all, let me ask you this. What do you think is the biggest danger that all new crew members face?
Getting seasick?
That can certainly be a problem at sea, but it's not the biggest danger. The most dangerous thing for a newcomer is to underestimate the dangers of life at sea. Oh, I have seen many new crew members who see themselves as young and fighting fit and have no regard for safety. They think that since they are tough enough to look after themselves on land, they'll be fine at sea as well. Those are the ones that always end up in the sick bay. Everyone should know that being a sailor, especially on a long voyage, is a brutal job in an unforgiving environment. We have to face malnutrition when we're short on supplies, all kinds of injuries and diseases that the harsh ocean weather can bring, and even the psychological problems that can arise due to isolation and the lack of entertainment. To make things worse, the lack of medication and treatment options at sea can result in even minor health problems becoming serious, or even fatal.
Hence the need for amputations?
Oh, you probably thought I was joking, right? Well, that's not surprising. Most newcomers think the same way. But hopefully you now realize that with a little extra precaution, a lot of these things can be avoided. Well, I think that's enough for you to think over for now. Is there anything else you would like to know?
What's Beidou's view on this?
Captain Beidou? Well, out of everyone I've met, she probably values people's lives and safety the most. Although I'm just a doctor, Beidou has given me the full authority to send any newcomers who I don't see as fit for service off the ship, until they are ready to come back with the right attitude. Every time we're stocking up before a voyage, medicine takes top priority. I'm even allowed to choose the suppliers, regardless of the price. We have adequate budget for medical expenses. Do you know what Morgrubber, our bookkeeper, calls this? A significant financial risk. But Beidou knows the importance of having a healthy crew. That's why she has authorized me regardless. She places her full trust in me and believes that I can solve these problems. Of course, I have proven her right. So, to answer your question, that's how she thinks. Is there anything else you would like to know?
What happens to the crew members who have limbs amputated?
Are you concerned about them? No wonder Captain Beidou thinks you're different. There must be more to you than just your strength. If you can convince Morgrubber to show you the books, you'll see there is a regular fixed cost, titled Convalescence Payments and Incapacity Support for Injured Crew Members. Regardless of the fleet's income, those who have fought alongside us will certainly receive their compensation every year. Some of those that have returned to land have started small businesses, while others have chosen to go out traveling the world. The money is intended to allow them to live their lives as freely as possible. I'm sure being based on land helps a lot with that too. Still, we can't pretend like it solves everything. They call them life-changing injuries for a reason, you know. But if nothing else, it's good to know that while Captain Beidou is in charge of the Crux, no one will get forgotten. Is there anything else you would like to know?
Thanks, I've learned a lot.
Well, my pleasure. Okay, let's leave it there then. Be sure to take good care of your health.
There's still 2 more people to talk to. Consult Huijing, the navigator? I don't know if that's how you pronounce that. I already forgot how Beidou pronounced it.
Sorry about earlier, Traveler. We were so caught up on getting you to join the fleet that we didn't notice we were going a little overboard. Good thing the captain stepped in.
It's okay. I was hoping to learn a little more about cartography.
Oh! Well, in that case, you have come to the right person. I'm not just blowing smoke. You're looking at the most talented navigator in Liyue Harbor. I'll start by introducing some chart reading essentials for new sailors. Feel free to interrupt if you have any questions. Let's start with what to look for when you get a set of complicated charts. First, you should always look at any indicated shorelines, islands or reefs, water depths, hydrological conditions, and other hazards. With these features in mind, you can answer the basic question of, can I chart a safe course through this area? Visually, nautical charts are a little unique. Unlike land maps, most charts do not have a fixed scale, which means that it can be hard to precisely determine the exact distance between 2 points. The most advanced nautical charts come with a supplementary chart, which has different colored lines marked on it to indicate distances. It's worth mentioning that under my direction, the Crux is using these advanced kinds of charts. Some cartographers mark out other points of interest on their charts, usually with their own special symbols. If they don't leave any accompanying notes, they can be very difficult to interpret.
For example, charts inherited from the previous navigator?
Not only those. We have tattered and torn charts that we've picked up from all over the place. To be honest, it can be quite a challenge, even for me. Some of these charts are really old and have symbols that I've never seen before. But if we don't decipher them, we will certainly miss many secrets of the sea. Fortunately, we have the captain with us. She managed to find some ancient books on semiotics that I can use to study the charts further. I don't think anyone other than our captain could manage to get these kinds of resources. Old charts and ancient books on semiotics are not the kinds of things that are sold in your average marketplace. Oops, I've gotten off topic. Well, that just about covers the basics of chart reading. Is there anything else you would like to know, Traveler?
Do you have experience drafting nautical charts?
Drafting charts? That's certainly a more advanced topic. To be honest, I've only attained a smattering of knowledge in that area. The charts we are using now are just revised versions of the ones left by the previous navigator. So my mapping experiences have been primarily limited to updating our charts to reflect changes in the sea. I think you can ask Captain Beidou more about cartography. One time, the fleet sailed into an uncharted area by mistake. It wasn't long before we turned the fleet around and returned the way we came out for fear of potential hazards. But Captain Beidou still managed to draft a simple chart of the area we sailed through for if and when we explore the area again. Incredible, isn't it? I was amazed to see that the captain could even do cartography.
Then why does she need you as a navigator?
Because I have the talent, and she doesn't want to let it go to waste. She treats the whole crew that way. I initially had the same question myself. After all, in many fleets, the captain also works as a navigator. I couldn't understand her reasoning at the time, so I asked her. She just laughed and told me to wise up, saying that even Rex Lapis never fights alone. She wants everyone on board to master their role, so that the Crux is not floating on her alone. That way, if the day ever comes when she's no longer with the fleet, we will still be able to sail onward without her. Captain Beidou may seem aloof and even act careless sometimes, but the truth is that she's very considerate of everyone on board. Is there anything else you would like to know, Traveler?
Nothing else, thank you.
My pleasure. A friend of Captain Beidou is a friend of mine.
Interesting. Okay then. Wow, the last person's up high, aren't they? I wish there was a quick way up there. Okay, thankfully, I was able to still get up.
Hello, Traveler. Are you here to learn about marine meteorology?
Wait, how did you know?
In my line of work, I've got to have a pair of sharp eyes. I saw the captain showing you around the training grounds, and then you went to see Yingxing and Huixing. So I figured that she probably wants you to get to know the life of a crew member.
You have a real knack for your work.
Okay, let's get started. First, I'll introduce you to the basics of meteorology. Marine meteorology basically means keeping tabs on the weather as well as other ocean phenomena, so things like sea fog, storm surges, water spouts, and so on. These are all potential threats to safe navigation. Luckily, whatever weather might be coming up, there's always some kind of sign that gives it away in advance. Take water spouts, for example. They're caused by high-speed rotating winds on the surface of the ocean. They can engulf large ships and do immense damage. But if you know that water spouts can only form in an environment with high temperature, high humidity, and large clouds, then you can be well prepared. You will be even more alert if you also know that the presence of winds blowing in opposite directions, with a significant difference in speed, is a direct precursor to the formation of water spouts. And most importantly, if you spot a small white vortex emerging from the clouds, you should immediately notify the crew to steer clear of what's ahead. So there you go. Those are the warning signs of water spouts. I am proud to say that over the years, I haven't let a single one sneak up on my watch.
You must have sharp eyesight.
Well, I'm good at reading the sea, but I'm not as good as the captain when it comes to reading people. Do you know the small fishing village next to Wangshuin? I heard that when Captain was a kid, she worked there fishing with the adults. Later, she made her way to the harbor where she struggled to make a living. Managing to survive in an environment like that as a kid is solid proof of the captain's capabilities. If it wasn't for her, I never would have dreamed of taking this job. She gave me confidence and told me I could do it. You may not have heard, but I'm best known outside the Crux fleet for a slightly infamous story involving me, third-round knockout, and a few too many. Who would ever have thought that the rookie sailor who fell drunk into the sea and became a laughingstock among their now former crewmates would then go on to become a lookout for the Crux? But it's the unbelievable truth. It proves that having skills alone is not enough. You need someone like the captain who is a good judge of character.
Thanks for your time. I think I've learned all that I need for now.
Find me anytime if you want to know more.
Okay. Even though it was a pain in the butt getting up here, now I have to jump down. Let's go ahead and talk to Beidou.
So you've already finished talking to the crew, huh? I thought it would take you a while longer. So, what did you think?
It was a breeze. I've got everything down pat.
Well, you sound confident, but don't underestimate the shield of the Crux. Gotta admit, though, I like your attitude, kid. Okay, let's get started.
I really do hope that I have everything down pat, because,
First of all, life on the sea isn't always plain sailing. Injuries and illnesses happen all the time. But what is the single biggest danger facing crew members?
Underestimating danger.
Is that your final answer? All right, on to the second question. As you've just learned, the fleet plots its route using nautical charts. The charts used by the Crux have additional charts attached. The supplementary chart has lots of lines in various colors for added reference. What is the purpose of these lines?
Oh boy, I already forgot. Let's see. To mark different types of currents.
Okay, interesting. Now, last question. On longer voyages, we have to be especially careful to avoid certain weather hazards that pose a threat to the integrity of the ship and the lives of the crew. For example, waterspouts. So my question is, how can we reliably predict waterspouts so we can avoid them?
Let's see. The presence of dark clouds and strong winds in opposite directions now. Let's go with the white vortices because I wasn't paying attention.
Those are all my questions. Do you want to know how you did? Now then, let's see. Out of these 3 questions, you got a total of 2 correct answers.
I must have gotten the last one wrong.
After all, you didn't have much time to prepare. Plenty of people get through their whole training and still don't do this well. It seems that your survival know-how is now up to the standard required of qualified crew members. Time to move on. Next up, we have some Shield of the Crux recreational programs for you.
Why learn recreational activities?
You need to realize that being out at sea might be fun for the first few days while everything's new, but before too long, looking at the same old sea every day and being so isolated from everything can really cause people to struggle mentally. That is why regular recreational activities are an absolute necessity. We offer a lot of fun courses for our newcomer training, including fishing, photography, chess. Oh, and thanks to Kazuha, these days we also offer poetry and music appreciation, as well as communal wind listening. Each newcomer has to participate in at least one, so that they've got some way of keeping themselves occupied at sea further down the line. Of course, if you'd prefer wrestling sea monsters with your bare hands, that can be arranged.
I was just kidding.
Well, for today, at least, let's stick to the training schedule drawn up by Juza. If I remember correctly, it should be photography today. Come on, I'll show you.
Okay then. So, all the way up here?
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
No.
Listen up, everyone can go back and call it a day. The photography session has been postponed.
What's going on here, Juza?
Oh, Captain, there you are. Well, Captain, the photography teacher just sent word saying that she's fallen ill and doesn't want to risk coming in case she keels over in class.
I see. That's quite unfortunate.
Captain, if I may, I know a little bit about photography.
Oh? Quite the multi-talented one, aren't you? In that case, why don't you help us out and lead the class today?
Oh no.
Yeah, unfortunately, the original teacher canceled at short notice, so there's no time to schedule anything else instead. It would be great if the Traveler could step in as the teacher for the day.
It's up to you, Traveler.
It would be my pleasure. Not really, but that's what Aether said, so.
Great, it's settled then. Juza, let's muster everyone over here to meet the new teacher.
Yes, Captain.
Juza gathers the excited crew to meet their new teacher.
Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be everyone. Take it away, Traveler.
Before I begin, I do have one condition.
Oh yeah? What's that?
Since this is a photography course, there has to be a subject. We will need a model.
Fair enough. It seems like you already have someone in mind. So, who will it be?
Obviously. I think the most suitable model is Captain Beidou.
Me? Well, we could do that. Or, Guyunstone Forest looks extraordinary today. It'd be a pity to not capture the scenery for posterity. So how about we snap Guyunstone Forest for today's class? Then there'd be no need for a model.
Come on, Captain. We talked about this. The photography class is supposed to be portrait photography. Have you forgotten? Scenery looks nice at first, but it gets boring after a while. I bet it'd keep the crew more entertained if we got them learning portrait photography so they could record moments in each other's daily lives. Those were your exact words, Captain.
Were they now? Strange. I don't seem to remember anything about that. Well, then in that case, how about Huixing? I bet she's perfect for the camera. Or Fuzhong. Or Mora Grubber. Even little Yue.
Seriously, Captain? Little Yue? You're just trying to wriggle your way out of this. This isn't like you. You are the captain after all. Of all of us, you're the best suited to being a model.
I agree. You were the one who invited the Traveler to be the teacher, so you should cooperate, Captain. Besides, Captain, you've never had your photo taken. It's high time you got one. You know, a heroic and striking kind of picture. We can even use it to promote the fleet during recruitment.
Real funny, guys.
Let's see. Trust your crew, Captain. You are the best candidate.
Well, if you say so. I'm not one to spoil the fun. So, what do I do now, Traveler?
You can just strike an epic pose.
Like this?
You look a little nervous.
You're kidding, right? I've never had my photo taken before, but something this simple shouldn't be a challenge for me. It must be the lighting or something. You've got it wrong.
Perhaps you feel uncomfortable with so many people around?
I never said that.
We can go somewhere with a better view.
You mean go somewhere else than bring the final photo back as teaching material?
Sounds good to me. That's a good idea, isn't it, guys?
The lighting may still be a problem. But I'm open to persuasion. If you have a suitable place in mind, I can consider it. Just to be clear, I won't necessarily agree. It depends on the place you have in mind.
Let's see. All three of these are interesting, but I've heard there's a fishing village near Wangshuin. I'll choose that one because we heard that she's from there.
The fishing village near Wangshuin? That place is deserted now, isn't it? How do you even know that place anyway? It's tiny. I don't think I've ever seen it on a single map.
Zhu Liuxi, or however you say that name, told me you once lived there.
I'm surprised that you remember such a trivial detail. He's right, though. I did live there for a while. And now that you've mentioned it, it's given me the urge to go back and take a look around. Well then, let's go. We can take this opportunity to pay my old home a visit.
Okay then. So now I have to go all the way over there. This particular one is actually pretty long. Okay. Leave me alone, slimes. Thankfully they didn't aggro. Hello? Okay.
It's certainly seen better days. It was never that impressive, but at least back in the day, it was a lively village and home to several families. I wonder how long these last few old houses will remain standing.
So what exactly happened here?
Nothing as dramatic as you might think. A few small incidents occurred, and then people began to leave. Come on, let's take a walk around.
Okay.
People used to call this place Downriver because the villagers apparently moved here from a place called Upriver. With them, they brought their knowledge of fishing, which had been passed down from generation to generation. I learned a lot from them when I was here. Now Upriver is long gone, and Downriver is all but deserted. It won't be long before no one even remembers what these places are called. Tu Zhong. Zhong. I barely remember this name.
It's probably because you were little at the time.
Right. I was only about 5 or 6 years old when I first arrived here. I was homeless and had to wander around the streets. I remember finally managing to find half a rice bun, but then a stray dog jumped out and snatched it away from me. Half a rice bun was not something I was willing to give up so easily at the time, so I chased it all the way to this neighborhood. Then a few fishermen saw us running and stopped me. They were kind enough to give me some food. Seeing me stop, the dog also stopped running. But straight away it keeled over and never got up again. Maybe it was too tired, or maybe it had starved to death. I went over and saw that the dog still had the half rice bun in its mouth. It didn't let go even at the very end. Poor thing. Had I known the dog was so weak, I would have let it take that half rice bun.
That sucks. That's when the villagers here took you in?
I could tell they were wary of me at first. I was the dirty little kid who just chased a dog to death over some scraps of food. But I got lucky. The village chief took pity on me and brought me to their home. That's how I ended up staying here.
What made you leave later?
Do you know what the name Beidou means? Come on, I'll explain along the way.
Actually, I don't.
A year or two after I arrived, the village chief fell ill during the winter and passed away. During that same period, the harvest was getting worse and the fishermen's catch was getting smaller day by day. Without the village chief to handle the situation, people began blaming each other. There were even rumors that some families had been overfishing and leaving nothing for the rest of the village to catch. But in the end, they all turned on me, saying that they shouldn't have ever taken me in. They said I was bad luck. They pointed to how that dog died on the first day I arrived. Next thing you know, the village chief dies, and then all the fish die out. They said I was a living curse, and the downfall of the village was all my fault. I told them that I didn't understand. I'm not a curse, I'm just Beidou. Then some of the villagers started shouting, and drove me out of the village. They shouted, "Nando controls life. Beidou controls death. Beidou controls death." Before then, all I knew about my name was that it had something to do with the stars. It wasn't until then that I realized that Beidou was a constellation. And the Alcor, one of its stars, was an omen of death. Here we are. This is the old house of the village chief. I bet he never expected that the little girl he took in would grow up to be seen as a curse that brought about the village's total destruction.
If you're cursed, then I think I am too.
What do you mean?
The Animo Archon's Gnosis was taken after I arrived in Mondstadt.
Is that all?
The Geo Archon's Gnosis was also taken after I arrived in Liyue.
And let me guess. You got to Inazuma and the Electro Archon's Gnosis was taken as well?
I think so.
Well, you seem to wreak havoc on a grander scale than I ever could.
Does that make you feel better now?
Oh, I get it. You're trying to convince me that I'm not cursed. I appreciate it, and I'll take it. Let's not forget that the people whose names stick around are the ones who emerge from the stormy seas unscathed. And the ones who get swept away in the wind are the fledgling birds who couldn't hack it. I, for one, have never encountered a storm I couldn't weather. But your journey's far from over, isn't it? Just remember, there's no telling what else you might encounter in this vast world. So if you ever find some idiot trying to brand you as a scapegoat just because you're the one who lived to tell the tale, tell them Captain Beidou demands to have the honor along with you. Remember, you'll always have the captain of the Crux to back you up wherever you go.
I suppose we're just two scapegoats looking out for each other.
Two cursed scapegoats banding together for survival. Sounds like a recipe for disaster, but at the same time, I kinda dig it. I'm lucky to have a friend like you. Okay, it's time to get back to our photography. Right, teacher?
I thought you might not be in the mood.
Come on, let's not waste any time. Get it done while you can before I change my mind. So, do I need to strike a pose?
However you prefer.
All right. How about this?
Okay. So now I have to go back here, start taking photos. And I'll just take a photo like that. And save. I didn't have to save it.
So, is it done yet? Please don't tell me that it looks weird.
Not at all, it's perfect.
Show me.
Only if you promise not to beat me up if you don't like it.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Now give it here.
You hand her the photo.
Yes. I see. All right. On behalf of the Crux, thank you very much for your photography class today. You've been an excellent teacher, and I couldn't be more satisfied. Now, as captain of the Crux, I am exercising my official right to requisition this photograph for future promotion and recruitment purposes. So I'm afraid I'll be holding on to this. That's fine with you though, right?
Okay. Photography class for 2. Laughter breaks the solitude of the long silent village, and the lonesome scene grows pleasant once again. May as well say that. Okay, cool. I'll claim my my prize for seeing another ending. There we go. And let's look at this very fast. Zoom out here. Oh, interesting. I kind of dodged a bullet there. I could have ended up back on that path right there. What? Let me zoom in. I could have ended up right here, you know, and then going to that. But anyways, stupid thing. I've got to select that.
Here we are. This is the old house of the village chief. Okay, it's time to get back to our photography. Right, teacher?
You finally remembered what we're here for.
Come on, let's not waste any time. So?
Perhaps you can strike an epic pose.
All right. How about this?
I don't know if I actually needed to do that. Let me see something very fast. Because I'm a bit confused. Oh, okay, maybe you can actually select a completely different option here when you take the picture. So let's take that picture.
So, is it done yet? Please don't tell me that it looks weird.
You were born to be a model.
Show me.
Only if you promise to give it back.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Now give it here.
You hand her the photo.
Yes. I see. All right. On behalf of the Crux, thank you very much for your photography class today. You've been an excellent teacher, and I couldn't be more satisfied. Now, as captain of the Crux, I am exercising my official right to requisition this photograph for future. So I'm afraid I'll be holding on to this.
Wait a second. I already made her promise. What? That was weird. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on with that path later. I'm gonna do one quest here for the cat. Very weird though that a different path didn't open up when I selected that stuff. I wonder if I did something wrong. Hello, Neko. This is quite incredible. Is the stone carving done? When we began, that stone did not look a thing like me, but with each passing glance, it becomes more and more so. You humans really are incredible. It is very noisy, yes, but I am the provisional head priestess. Such trivial matters are not worth complaining about. Bring these fish to that tall human. They are good things, and may be considered his celery. It's salary. Meow, meow, meow. How bothersome of you. Just give them to him. They are good things, after all.
That cat can talk.
Okay then. He isn't going to be very happy about this, but I'm wondering. It really doesn't look like him. Or her, rather. Neko is female. Female, I mean. Well, this certainly looks the part now. Haha, it's you. Do you think it looks a bit more like the lady priestess now? Flat. It sure does. Why not flatter him? Right? Ah, I spent a few days burning the midnight oil on this too. Ah, I'm pretty hungry, I think. Time to go look for something to eat again. Neko sends you some fish. Well, the lady priestess has my thanks, but, I think I'll look for food on my own. I've eaten fish for several days straight now. I don't think I could eat anymore. I've been heading out to forage for food. When I'm lucky, I can grab a finch or a pigeon. But what I'd like to have is some meat, you know? Some firm, juicy meat. So, Traveler, if you don't mind, could you get me 3 servings of raw meat? Why raw? Don't you want it cooked at least? I'm no good at hunting, so I haven't been able to get any meat these past few days. So please give me a hand. Alright. Please help me out. Just 3 servings will do. I already have them. How did it go? Were you able to get the raw meat? I have 879 of them. Now it's 876. Oh, the marbling. Thank you both so much. I'll whip up a few good dishes in just a moment. With any luck, I might even finish my carving faster than eating. Haha. What do the two have in common again? Eating some good meat gives you strength to keep going. It just wasn't the same with those fish. I couldn't help but feel like my hands were too weak for the work. Honestly, I was starting to get worried that I might take longer than expected to finish the whole statue. Well, that's not a problem now, thanks to you. I mean, I am being employed by a cat. Sure, but one should always avoid asking for extensions. Whatever the case, I'll get this one done as soon as I can. Come to think of it, the lady priestess said that once the statue is completed, something good will happen. I'm not sure what that means exactly, but, well, I'm quite looking forward to it, actually. Come back in a while and have a look at the final product. Okay. So that's that completed. I was gonna stop after that one, but I think I might actually go ahead and do another quest. There should be one over here. Hello, Iwata. This doesn't seem right either. Something the matter? Ah, hello there, traveler. Well, I'm trying to make some fertilizer. I heard from someone that someone from Sumeru has set up a fertilizer shop in Rito. They say that these fertilizers have unusual properties. As long as you add a little when growing plants, they will grow exceedingly lushly. But I can't go to Rito to purchase that fertilizer, so I tried making my own here. You figured out how to make some yourself? Actually, no. I asked around everywhere before coming up with this method myself. To get into the specifics, you want to mix some crops with some, animal excrement together into a pile. Afterward, you cover it with a layer of branches and leaves and such to maintain the temperature. After a while, they say that the ingredients will undergo some changes and even blend together, forming a sort of fertilizer. But no matter how much I experiment, these materials just won't come together. It's really strange. Did something go wrong during the process? Pile the materials up, cover with branches to maintain their temperature. No, this should be correct. Where did I go wrong? Forget it. Let me just try again, Traveler. Could I ask you for a favor? I'll make another batch of fertilizer. Once it's done, I'd like you to check on it together with me. Given how much you've seen and learned, you might know what went wrong during the process. Sure. Alright, I'm counting on you, Traveler. I'll make some preparations over there first. Making this sort of fertilizer requires some time, so please come find me in a bit. Until then, please help me watch that fertilizer pile. Okay. Talk to Iwata. Wait, no. Return the next day and appraise the fertilizer situation, okay? I don't want to get into a fight with these enemies here. Oh! I have to. Defeat all the opponents. Help me, Traveler, please! Ah, these monsters seem really angry for some reason.
Allow me!
When do monsters like, not seem angry? No, we've got to take out those monsters first.
Here we go!
Do that. There we go. Hello, Iwata. Thank you, Traveler, thank you. I was halfway through making the fertilizer when those monsters came charging up out of nowhere. That's so strange. But it's good that you showed up when you did. It might be because of that pile of fertilizer, you know? Really? I've heard that this smell is a sign that you might have succeeded. Well, in any case, come over here and have a look at the fertilizer. I'll explain as I open it up. Hold it. I wasn't expecting Goro to show up. Eh? Mr. Goro? I wasn't aware that you'd be passing this way today. On patrol, Goro. Never mind that first. Is this pile of stuff you're doing? Ha ha ha, yes. This fertilizer was the work of our hands. Mr. Goro, did you come here to check on the fertilizer as well? Hee, in that case, let's... wait. Hold on a moment. I'm not here for that. Wait, actually I am, but... Goro's face is twisting up something awful. Let's adjourn to someplace a little further away. Alright, let's do that. Everyone leaves the fertilizer pile. So, Mr. Goro, why are you here? Lately, a lot of residents have been complaining of a terrifying stench nearby. So, for safety, I came to investigate and wound up following the smell all the way here. And that's how I found you. Iwata, I've heard that you've been researching fertilizer, but the way that you're going about it is, far too intense. Basically, either way, Iwata, could you please dispose of that fertilizer? We'll try to help you find some other way. Sir, General Goro. I'm here. What's happened? General, we caught a suspicious person out in the outskirts. She was acting very furtively, calling herself a fertilizer salesperson or some such. I thought that was awful strange, so I had this person detained. I thought that you might wish to see her questioning. Fertilizer this, fertilizer that. What is it with me and fertilizer today? I've got it. I'll be with you shortly. Head back first and help to maintain order. Iwata, please deal with the matter of the fertilizer. We'll discuss this further later. Traveler, why don't you come with me? A fertilizer salesperson? Someone selling fertilizer. Paimon can't help feel like that's familiar somehow. Nothing's coming to mind though. I'm having a hard time talking right now for some reason. Oh well, whatever. Let's just go over there and see what's up. Probably because I'm a little bit tired. Go with Goro to investigate the suspicious person. Okay. I was really not expecting Goro to show up for this. I wish that they kind of did that more often with you know, the unique characters, having them pop up in these side quests. It would definitely add, like, a lot, really, to the side quests that you can do in the game. Stay right there and don't move. I'm not moving. You asked me to explain, and I explained that I'm really a researcher from the academia. Hey, this is Alrani. Didn't you say that you're advertising fertilizer? Can't a researcher from the academia also advertise for fertilizers? Just listen to me for a moment, will you? Is this the person? Yes, sir. When we caught her, she was sneaking around the place and wouldn't stop writing certain things down. General, I'm positive that she's a shogunate spy. I'm not, and I wasn't. I already told you I'm a researcher. I was just collecting material for my thesis. Cut the crap. Do you seriously expect us to believe that you'd walk into a battlefield over a thesis? You're definitely playing at something else. What could I really dare to play at other than my thesis anyway? Alrighty. Oh, Traveler. This is wonderful. Please tell them that I'm not a bad person. I'm just here to write my thesis. You know her? Well, you could say that. You tell Goro about Alrani. Does graduating really drive researchers from Sumeru this far up the wall? But given what you've said, you're only acquaintances at best. And as for her status as a researcher from Sumeru, that's something you only heard about from her, isn't it? That's correct. I'm afraid that none of the evidence here is conclusive. But if she's got your guarantee, I'd wager that she isn't a bad person. Well, the jury's still out on that one, I think, but... General, if I may ask, if I may make a suggestion, do you remember Kaushik? That researcher who's been studying our island's culture and history? He's been here all this time, and his credentials are quite solid. Why don't we ask him to tell if this fertilizer saleswoman is actually a researcher or not? That actually sounds like a decent plan. Traveler, could we trouble you to bring Kaushik here? I don't know if that's the proper way to pronounce that name. Just in case of any incidents, I'll stay here and guard this fertilizer saleswoman. Alright. It's up to you then. Come back as quickly as possible. Wow, this quest is a little bit more involved than I was expecting. So now I've got to go find this person wherever he might be. All the way up there, huh? Whoa. Thankfully, I was able to pull out the glider. The meaning of this totem. Traveler? Did you have some business with me? This is about Alrani. Alrani's here? On Watatsumi Island? That's odd. What's that girl doing here? Shouldn't she be in Liyue? She was arrested by some soldiers. What? Of course. Coming to Watatsumi Island under the present circumstances, of course they would suspect her. Never mind that for now. Let's head over and help that reckless girl out. Are you gonna teleport me over there? Thank you. Oh, wait. Never mind. Let's talk to Goro. Alrani, it really is you. But why are you here in Inazuma? Weren't you supposed to be in Liyue? Oh, this is going to be a long story, isn't it? Mr. Kaushik. You know Alrani? Oh, you're General Goro, aren't you? You surmised correctly. Alrani and I are both researchers from the academia. After that, we left the academia to conduct fieldwork for our own areas of research. I didn't think I'd meet her here. But, can you researchers just freely leave the academia? I wouldn't call it leaving freely. Alrani and I are both Dryosh. To us, wandering and learning are a part of our research process, and as such, we are permitted to leave the academia. General Goro, I can guarantee that Alrani is telling the truth. Alright, then there's no problem. I'm saved. Thank you so much. Hiroyuki, Okubo, this matter is settled. Go attend to your own duties. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hiroyuki and Okubo depart. I'm sorry, Miss Alrani. We mistook you for someone suspicious, and I have to admit, I was actually a little bit suspicious of her too, because she keeps showing up in all these different places. That said, while we have cleared your name, your barging into Watatsumi Island like this has made no shortage of trouble for us. Eh? Are you going to find me? I don't have very much more on me. Well, since you did claim to be a fertilizer salesperson earlier, and you're a researcher to boot. Well, there's something you can do for us. We have a man named Iwata living here who's researching fertilizer. I actually forgot about him. Miss Alrani, please lend him a hand. If you can help him produce some fertilizer that isn't also a public disturbance, then you're free to do research here, just like Mr. Kaushik. For fertilizer? Wait, I'm just... you got this, Alrani. Alrani, this is a good opportunity to collect research material. Since you're here in Inazuma, that must mean that your thesis is still, you know that, you know what the standards for graduation are at the academia. I hate that word. If you can't guarantee several years in a row, or did it say guarantee or graduate, whatever. I'll do it. I'll do it, alright? I've learned about the fertilizer at Mr. Vahid's. I'll get this done in one go. Just you all wait. Oh, just you all watch. Oh, I accidentally selected the top option without reading it. I don't even know what it said. Well then, we'll call this a day for now, Miss Alrani. The fertilizer matter is in your hands. I've got some other matters to handle, so if you'll excuse me. Ah yes, please remind Iwata to move his fertilizer a bit further away. Alright, I'll continue with my research now. If you have any questions, Alrani, just feel free to ask me. That's what I get for recording while I'm tired. Go with Alrani to look for Iwata. Traveler, you're back. I've disposed of that pile of fertilizer. I suppose I'll have to find another place to conduct my experiments. This person is an assistant Goro found for you, or a fertilizer specialist from Sumeru. A fertilizer specialist. Hello there, I'm Alrani. Wait a minute, a fertilizer specialist? I just learned a little about them. Well, either way, the general they called Goro requested that I assist you with your fertilizer research. It's a pleasure to be working with you from now on. Is that so? That's great. If we succeed, then we'll be able to plant more crops here on Watatsumi Island. Do remember to pile the fertilizer further away. Eh? Oh, I get it. Yes, the pleasure is all mine, Miss Alrani. Yeah, I'll do my best. I'll do my best. This is for my thesis. Okay, good. Let me see. Can I make wishes? I can make one wish there. Yeah, I can only make one wish, so I may as well try. You never know, I might get lucky. Look at that. You see how lucky I am? I've got to be really, really lucky to get a sword like that. Okay. Anyways. So this is where I'm going to be stopping. Thank you very much for watching. The next time I play, I'm going to be continuing Beidou's hangout event. And I'll probably, assuming that no timed events are added, like no new time events are added rather, I'll probably be doing some more side quests as well. So yeah, thanks again, see you next time, and bye-bye.